Hello and welcome to this week's Spotlight. My name is Derek and today we are looking at the Drake ASR. Now this is not something that we normally carry, but we were able to get these at a really good deal and we're selling them at a pretty good price as well. First, an oversimplified history lesson. A couple of years ago, the US military put out a solicitation for the PSR rifle, a multi-caliber sniper rifle. And that program kind of went tits up. It didn't really actually materialize successfully. So they brought in some Irish dude and he redid it and rechristened it to the ASR program. Now a bunch of companies sent in their submissions for that contract. This is what Drake sent. And when I say this, I mean this exact rifle. This is one of the actual rifles that was tested at Crane. As such, it is a used rifle, and it's pretty obvious when you look at it. You got some paint coming off the buttstock here. We have some wear marks here and there, and there's a little chip out of the pick rail even. So as far as its cosmetic state, it is not quite perfect. And you know what? I love it. It shows you exactly what this thing's for. It reminds you this is a rifle for the field. It's made to be used and abused, and that it is no safe queen. Now it's not cheap in that sort of sense, but you do get a lot for your money. In addition to the rifle, you get two other caliber barrels, 5 mags per, soft case, a massive hard case, toolkit, sling, cleaning kit. It's a whole deployment setup. Now I must say it does not come with this Steiner M7XI. We have a separate video on that specifically, so check that out, but this is an absolute beauty of an optic, so please go watch that video. Anyway, the kit for the rifle, per the ASR requirements, it has a 308 barrel and 300 Norma and 338 Norma. The 308 barrel that's installed right now is 20 inches long, and with a twist rate, you're probably expecting 10, 11, maybe 12, worst case. No, this actually has an 8 twist, which is actually pretty exciting because that'll stabilize the 175s and such just fine. It'll be a little overstabilized, but that's still not a problem. I was still shooting sub half MOA with 175 ammo. Where that excites me is the fact that this will stabilize heavy subsonic loads suppressed, and that just sounds awesome. Watch here as I demonstrate the noise aspect with my M24. Now this is a silencer co hybrid suppressor, so for me here it's still pretty quiet for supersonic, but subsonic, you don't get that supersonic crack, of course. So here's a sub. I hope that came over well in the video, but out here, I mean, my dog farts louder than that. Now I didn't try it with this rifle because this OSS muzzle brake is pretty well adhered onto the 3/4 by 24 thread, so figured the M24 would be a decent stand-in for that. The other calibers, the 300 and 338 Norma, will both have 26-inch barrels with 9 twists. To change out the barrels, you would need this torque wrench, which is included with the kit. The instructions say you just put it on this flat spot right here, and you use this wrench to unscrew the barrel, just to break it really, then you can unscrew it by hand, screw a new one in, and then you torque it here to 40 foot-pounds. And quick mention on that, as a bit of a gearhead, I was always told you shouldn't use a torque wrench to loosen, but checked with the manual, Drake, and my mechanic friend, and on this application, it's fine. The torque wrench that included is a Husky, which is a pretty decent brand. It's a good thing they didn't include a Pittsburgh, eh? Now if you're going between the 308 and either of the two Magnums, you'll have to change out the barrel, of course, and you'll need to change out the magwell, which is pretty easy. It's a couple screws, and it just goes in pretty nicely. So about a 2-minute job once you get it, but something that I would do probably not in the field. There's a couple screws that you have to take out, so if you do have to do this out at a range or something, just be mindful of that. The bolt swap is basically just a Remington 700 clone, so out with the old, in with the new, in the usual manner. Trigger is a match grade trigger. It'll come set at 2.5 pounds, can go down to around 2 and as high as around 3.5 to 4. The chassis is basically a Cadex dual strike, which we did a video on their Tremor 50 cal that uses the same chassis. So if you want some more info on that, please check out that video. It's same thing as far as that goes. You still have your quick adjust on the back for your length of pull. You can change the height of the butt pad, which is really nice for getting a comfortable position, and the comb can be adjusted with no tools as well. Now, where this feels a little bit different to other guns that use the Cadex chassis is the grip that they've included with this one, still an ergo, but it's a little bit more swept back. And the byproduct of that is it kind of forces you to get your hand up a bit higher than normal, and the trigger reach is pretty long as well. Sometimes I really don't like it when some grips and trigger combos, you're kind of doing one of these deals where your finger is really close to your hand. Some guys like that. I like a longer reach, and this thing is just perfect. It's pretty comfortable whether you do it in the traditional grip like this, or if you thumb it over. A lot of guys like me will put your thumb on this little hinge right here. So with this rifle kit, you really are getting a lot for your money. I mean, something like this, just the rifle by itself is usually worth somewhere in the $6,000 range. Overall, it's a really well-made rifle, and it has a bit of history to it, being the one that was used at Crane for the ASR contract test. So definitely worth checking out. Very good value. We have this for a little under 8,000 bucks right now, and for that you get not only the rifle, but all this kit, the extra barrels, the mags, the cases, all that. So definitely worth checking out. As I've said before, we had 3, we're down to 2. We have this one, which is number 4, and we have one that's number 3. So if you want one of these, sooner is better. I do hope that you like this vid. Should you have any more questions on this rifle, please give me a call. We can talk about it. And also, please check us out on Facebook plus Instagram. And we'll see you next time.